Okay, guys, well, welcome back. So, in the last video I recorded, which was super long, I started just kind of giving you an introduction to kind of me and my story and what made me decide to go to nursing school, and then I shared with you what it's been like in the months since I've graduated, and I graduated May 2016. So, fast forward now, right? We're in September. So, in my last video, I left off telling, sharing with you guys what happened once I started my state board application process. So, I was saying that I finished school, I had to take a summer course. Because my GPA requirement, my GPA was a little bit too low when I graduated, so I had to take a summer course in order to boost my GPA and get my actual verification of graduation from the school that I completed everything I need to complete in order to receive my degree, which I'm still waiting for, by the way. It's almost October and I still haven't gotten my diploma yet. So, so last day of class was July 27th, and my school would not submit my proof of verification of graduation to state board until September 1st. So on August 19th, I started my state board application process. So I'm in Massachusetts, so the process for Massachusetts is pretty easy. If our school, we have a school representative. There's a representative from the registrar's office at our school who came to our course, one of our nursing courses, sometime in April, before we graduated. Sometime in April, or, yeah, it must have been April because we graduated the first week in May. So sometime in April, he came in and he's like, hey, if there's any nurses in here who are going to be, licensing themselves in the state of Massachusetts, then basically you just have to fill out this form. And as long as we receive this form, as soon as you actually graduate, we will send off verification of graduation to state board, to the Massachusetts State Board Department, and we'll also send your official transcript, because in order to submit your application to state board in Massachusetts, you have to submit verification of graduation, which is basically just a letter from your school saying, yes, she met all the requirements, academically as well as clinically. So she met all her academic requirements, she met all her clinical requirements, and she is good to go. And then State Board also requests that you send a transcript, so an official transcript from the institution. So 2 pieces of paper that you can only get from your school registrars. And it cannot be oh, I pick it up and mail it in with my application together. The school has to send it on their own. So basically my school had that paperwork already sent, or already in the record that it would be mailed on September 1st. So I started my application and I mailed my own application. So on my end, there's, a physical application form that you have to fill out, which just, basic standard stuff, name, social security, address, blah, 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 blah. And then they also require that you send a passport photo and payment. So the actual application fee was $230, which I'm like, why doesn't school talk about that stuff? I feel like my school talked about going to state board, but they never talked about any of the fees that go along with state board, which I knew that I was going to have to pay application fee. That was not what I was surprised about. But I was surprised that I had to pay application fee as well as an examination fee. They don't tell you that you're going to pay like two separate times, which it's fine. But it's just when you don't know these things, it would be like nice to know ahead of time. So the application goes to Professional Credentialing Services in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's just basically, I guess they're like a third party. Yeah, it's like a third party processor. They receive, you know, your application and then they create a file, basically a file on you. It's like your license and file. So, Professional Credentialing Services has a file on you, as well as your home state board will have a file on you. I think that's the way it goes. It seemed like that's the way it went. But so anyway, so I mailed my application. It was August 18th. I received the email, and that's what I was like getting into before my last video. I just like ended it so that we could go into this because I don't know if everybody wants to listen to the same thing over and over and over and over. But yeah, so I mailed my application August 18th, and then on August 25th, I created a account with Professional Credentialing Services. So you can go to PCS, and I feel like it's some more letters. Like, oh, okay, so it's PCSHQ.com. And when you go there, you can set up like a user account. So once you set up your user account, it will basically update you on the status of your application. Like, it's like a way for you to be able to check your application status without having to like call and be like, oh, I sent this in, I haven't heard anything back, because you won't. It's like you mailed the paper to a ghost, because it just, it goes off and then you don't hear anything for like weeks and weeks and weeks, and you're like, what is going on? Did they get the paper? Didn't they get the paper? And when you call, you gotta sit on hold forever. So I hung up, and then I just started like looking stuff up online, and I saw that you could create the account. So once I created the account, it was such a time saver because I was logging in every day, like every day, to check to see, did they make any updates to my application? Did they make any updates to my application? Have they made any updates to my application? Like, I don't know how many different ways I can say it, but I was logging on like every day. So on the 25th, I created my user account. And then on August 29th, I received a email from them, and it finally was like they acknowledged that they received my application. Now, mind you, I said I mailed my application on August 18th, so a whole 10 days later, which 10 days is not a long time, but when you're a nursing student, oh my God, like you can't even wait 1 hour. Like, I don't know what it is about nursing students, but it's like, I gotta know. So it's like, hurry up and graduate, and then wait. And then hurry up and try to do your application for state boards. And then it's like, all right, now wait. Hurry up and try to take your test for NCLEX. And then it's like, you're going to have to wait. So the email that they sent me just basically says, Dear applicant, Professional Credentialing Services, on behalf of the Massachusetts Board of Registration in Nursing, has received your application. Your client coordinator will email you if we find any discrepancies with your application. Please allow 7 to 10 business days. PCS cannot finish processing your application until we have received all the required documentation. Please refer to the application checklist for all list of requirements. And then it's just basically like once your application is approved, you'll receive a congratulatory letter, letter by way of email from PCS. And basically, it's going to give you your ATT, which is, the number that you need to use to create your exam date. So, so I received that email 10 days after I sent my application. So that was August 28th. And then A couple of days later, right? So on August 28th, they was like, oh, good, we got your application. So then on September 2nd, which was just basically like later on that week, my credit card ended up being charged for the $230 application fee. So first they processed the application and I guess verify, or like acknowledge that they received the application. And then the second step is they charge you for the application fee. So on September 2nd, I was charged my application fee of $230, which great, awesome. But simultaneously, at the same time that I submitted my application on August 18th, I also created my NCSBN account and I paid the $200 exam fee. So I just basically set up both things at the same time, and I didn't know if I was supposed to wait or what, but that's just the way I did it. I was like, I got the money now, let me pay for it now, because if I don't pay for it now, I might find something else to do with the money. Matter of fact, I know something else will come up for me to do with the money. So I just ended up paying for it at that time just because I had the money available. So then we're fast forward September 2nd. I'm like, okay, it's charged. I should be getting my ATT any minute now, right? Because on September 1st, remember, my school was like, they're going to mail my verification of graduation. So that was September 1st. That's the day that it's supposed to be in the mail, which they did. Because the good thing about being able to like log on to your PCS account is that you can actually see your documents. So once they received the documents from my school, they actually scanned it right into my account. So I could like go onto my account and see. They kept the FedEx, my school FedExed it, and they asked for like a signed receipt from the receiver, I guess, just basically so that my school can verify that it was mailed and somebody did claim it. So they scanned, they scanned in the envelope from FedEx because my school FedExed it. They scanned in the actual document, which was the verification of graduation, and then they also scanned in my transcript. And they even scanned in the envelope that my transcript was mailed in. Like, it's totally official. Like, they're keeping everything on file. So, it's kind of freaky. There's like this weird file out there on me. I don't know about that. But, so everything is scanned in. So the crazy part is that when you're waiting, or like when you're waiting and you keep checking like your online account, there's like so many different areas on your account that are like outlined in red. And I guess they're outlined in red because those are items that are required to be with your application. So they outline everything in red. And then when they receive it, it goes from red to green. And then that's when I knew I was in the money because my application went from red to green. So if my school mailed the paper on September 1st, PCS did not record that paperwork into my file until September 15th. And it's dated, like it's time stamped, I believe, too. Like it says this document was received. Or no, it says this document was added on 9/15. And magically that box that used to be red, it like turned green. So then I had all these greens like all over my account, which was nice because it was like, okay, now I'm good to go. So I'm like, okay, September 15th, they received my verification of graduation. They also received my transcript. I'm like, I should be getting my ATT email, right? No, I didn't get the ATT email. So that was September 15th. So that was a Thursday that they turned my account from red to green. So I got the green light. I was ready to go. So I'm like, well, maybe they were just waiting to like still receive, I don't know, something. But I don't know what, because everything was green. So I don't really think they were waiting to receive anything additional at that point. It was probably just, they say that, so many people are applying for the NCLEX. Just probably like a busy time. So I finally got my ATT on an email on September 19th. And that was so awesome because that was my grandmother's birthday. So it was just like an extra good day for me. Like it was her birthday and I got my ACT. I was like, what? Go. So I was like trying to tell my grandmother, but she didn't know what I was talking about. Like my grandmother's like, how old did she turn? I don't remember. But she's up there. She probably wouldn't want me to tell y'all how old she is anyway. But yeah, so on September 19th, I got my ATT. Now, when I like logged on to NCSBN and put in my ATT, the next available test date, and I kept saying to myself, I was like, when I get my ATT, I'm just doing it. Like, whatever the next available test date is at the test center that's closest to my house, I'm taking it. I'm taking it. September 19th, the next available test date was like the next day, September 20th, at like 12 o'clock. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen. Like, I'm not ready. Like, if I wouldn't have had that whole month of August off, and maybe I would have still felt the confidence, but I was like, I was like, no. I'm going to need to study. So I scheduled my test date for September 29th. Yes, and today is September 30th. So, y'all, I took my NCLEX yesterday. Yes, state board NCLEX exam yesterday. That's why I had to come make this video. I just had to let it out. I had to vent. I had to talk about it. I had to tell somebody like it is not a game. Like it's just it was so serious. It was so serious. Like it was so serious. It was just intense. Like I can't tell y'all the amount of like seriousness. Like it's still like not even really real to me because I don't have my test results back. So I actually don't know if I passed or not passed. But that's a whole nother story. I'm gonna make another video about it because I wanted to do this video yesterday, like for like my actual like real reaction because I feel like, well, this is my real reaction, like even right now, but yesterday I was just too numb, like numb, like I just was out of it. Like I couldn't comprehend making a video because yesterday after I left that exam, I didn't even know my name anymore. Like the things I thought I knew before I took that exam, when I came out, I realized I had never knew. And I was just lost. And I still feel partly lost. But of course, I'm going to pay $7.99, right, to get my quick results. And I literally have 12 hours left to go. Like, not even 12 hours. Now it's like 11 hours and 20 minutes left to go because I took my exam at 8 a.m. And when I was watching this other YouTuber's video, she was like, my 48-hour results were ready exactly 48 hours after I took the exam, like down to the minute. So I'm hoping at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning I can go onto the NCSBN website and hopefully see that I passed. Y'all want to know if I passed? You have to watch the next video.